Hey everyone, John Michael Swift here. Welcome back to my Fingerpicking guitar series, and here we're going to get started on After an Afternoon by Jason Mraz. This is such a cool song. I think one of my most underrated songs of all time. I love this song. It's one of the hardest songs to sing and play at the same time I've ever tackled. I mean, again, that's given you try to do it the way Jason does it, but it's tricky. It's tricky, but it's just, I don't know. It's one of those gems, those gems that you just come across. And okay, I'm gonna stop talking and get into it. So what I'm going to start with in this lesson is a very simplified version of the verse groove, because the real verse groove is quite tricky to get down. So I will start with a very simplified version so you can get rolling with it, start playing with it if you want to. I will then show you how the bridge goes, which is a little tricky but not super difficult. Last of all, I will show you the real verse groove, which has all the funky syncopations in it, so that if you get to it, then you can get to that level of it. But I would suggest you follow it in that sequence so it'll kind of help you build up. It's a good way to learn it. Trust me on this one. It's a good process. In the next lesson, I hope to get more into kind of advanced variations, but for now, we're just going to learn the grooves to this song so you can get yourself singing and playing, and yeah, let's get going. The real riff is quite challenging. At the end of this lesson, I'll have showed it to you. I recommend learning it through the simplified version first. It's an easier way to get through it. First thing you want to do, get your capo. Get your capo on the second fret of your guitar. Gets you in the right key. First of all, just brush some chords with me. Put your pointer finger on the second fret of your A string. And then you're going to pluck your A, your D, and G strings. Fifth, fourth, third. And then the next chord, you just put the middle finger on the third fret of the A string. So those are your first two chords. And then, very similar thing, second and third frets, but now of the E string. So you're going to have your 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, your E, A, and D strings. When you get this third fret of the low E string, you don't want to pluck the open A string. It's going to sound funny with it. And you don't tend to play the second fret of the A string with it. It's really a G chord shape, but you don't really ever play this note with it. So what you're going to play is the third fret of the E string, the open D, and the open G strings. These two strings, you're going to play those with it. You're going to play it like that. Thumb, pointer, middle. So if I just pluck the progression, basically, do that with me. One more time. I lied, once more. So, those are the verse chords, and notice they're just one note that kind of fills stuff out. Now, Jason plays this song with two fingers, thumb, pointer. That's it. You're going to start with this. You're going to go thumb on the A, thumb on the D, and then pointer finger on the G. And then thumb to the next chord. So just try going again. One more time. Always four. And then you're going to fill in on the open D and G strings just to kind of finish that chord. Fill in here. I usually use the pointer finger for both of those. You can do it with the thumb too. Thumb, pointer, thumb. Either one's fine. I would do the pointer finger if you can, just because it helps the thumb move later. But you can use the thumb if you want. And then for this part, you do a similar thing. Thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, pointer, pointer. Usually I'll use the thumb on the open A string there to lead me back to the beginning of the progression. So you're going thumb on the E string, thumb on the A string, pointer finger on the D, and then thumb again on the E string. I'll use the pointer finger to kind of fill in those two notes off the D and G strings. And I'll thumb the open A to kind of get back to the beginning. So let me follow this whole thing again very slowly. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Okay, so that's a basic thing. You can sing over that, you know. I bear my windowed self untamed and untraded. That's enough to get you through the verses if you need to. So that'll get you used to doing the progression a little bit. Now we're going to go on to the bridge. As it gets to the bridge, you kind of want to do the syncopated rhythm there. And a lot of the rhythms in this song are kind of tricky, so I use a technique I call, well, I don't know what I call it, but I use words to help me remember what I'm supposed to play. So the chord you use here, you kind of take almost like 2 notes of a C shape. You get your middle finger there. Well, actually, use your ring finger. Ring finger, 3rd fret of the A string, and then middle finger, 2nd fret of the D string. Now, it's almost like part of a C chord, but you take this note away, slide this up 2 frets. That's where you use it. Everything, it's going to be kind of a drone sequence using these 2 strings. So the way you play this sounds like this. So basically you took a C chord and just slid it up 2 frets. The rhythm, I think, I always say, please save the whales, please save the whales, please save the whales, or please eat your peas, please eat your peas, please eat your peas. You know, just to kind of help you get the syncopation down. But you're doing thumb, pointer, pointer, thumb, thumb, pointer, pointer, thumb, thumb, pointer, pointer, thumb. And that's the rhythm used for the whole bridge. So he goes 1, 2, 3, and then he uses these 3 fingers, pointer, middle, ring, to pluck the upper part of your kind of seashell, as it were. So as he's kind of coming out of, you know, and I think it's lost. That's how he gets into the bridge. So that gives you that idea there. Now we're going to use that kind of please eat the peas, please eat the peas, please eat your peas. We're going to use that rhythm going down a kind of funny kind of duo scale. You're always plucking the open G string, and then you're kind of taking these 2 shapes from like kind of minor and major thirds, just kind of sliding down a scale here. So you're going to slide up to the 10th fret against your capo. It's going to be the actual 12th fret of your guitar. I see it easier as the 12th fret because it's right where it meets the body for me. So you kind of got your ring finger right there on the 12th and the middle finger there on the 11th. They're on the frets right next to each other. So 10th, 9th right there relative to the capo. So please eat your peas, first thing. Ring finger's going to go on 1 fret. You can use your pointer finger to take this string down 2. So it's going to go from 11 down to actual 11 down to actual 9. See, now you see there's a space between my fingers. There's a fret between them. So first there's no space. Now there's space. So try that first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Yeah. Take this shape, slide it down 2 more frets. Make sure it sounds like that. Let's put those together so far. This is a tricky sequence to try to just see where everything goes. So start right back up there on your 12th fret. One more time. 3, 4. One last time. Now you're going to go back to the shape where there's no space between your fingers. So I'm going to use my middle finger again. I'm going to slide my ring finger down 2 frets. So it's now 5 frets above the capo. And then you got your ring and your pointer, your ring and your middle finger kind of right on a fret next to you. It's oddly enough where you were when you're getting into the bridge. And then slide that down 2 more frets. So now you're kind of in where a C chord would be. So it's almost like the last 2 chords are like where like a C shell would be 2 frets up and then a regular C chord. And then you kind of hang on to this one on the bottom. Play it 4 times. So let me play that whole descending sequence very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4th, and a repeats. Now, at this point, he kind of goes back and forth between playing where the C chord would be and moving it up 2 frets to where the D chord is. He just does that a bunch of times in a row. He goes 2 on each chord, 2 progressions on each chord. He switches back and forth until he finally gets to getting out of the bridge when he goes, after an afternoon. Now he's gone back to the shape where he's got a space between the fingers. It's the minor third shape. So now he's got the ring finger on the 4th fret above the capo, pointer finger on the 2nd fret above the capo. So that's where he is there. So he's starting from the D plays. After an afternoon. And then down to where the C is. Okay. Okay, so if you've gotten this far and you get all that down, so now I'm going to show you kind of one of the real verse grooves that he does. He's got a couple variations on this. I'm going to show you one version that really kind of captures it all. So the essence of this is that he's dragging the thumb up 2 strings and then using the pointer finger kind of bring it back down 2 strings. He's back and forth, you know, kind of on the A, D, and G strings a lot. So it's like thumb goes up, pointer finger goes down 2 strings, and it takes you back and forth. So he goes up, down, up. So he essentially goes up and down a couple. He goes up, down, up, down, up. And when he goes up the last time, he only kind of goes up with the thumb and then kind of plucks the last note. So I'm going to show you the rhythm of this with another technique in a second, but for now, see if you can just get the ups and downs. Down, up, down, up, and then So the way I remember the rhythm of this is I go, watering the garden and wait. I use that wait to kind of be like, oh wait, stop what you're doing. Because that note is on a funny beat, so you want it to feel like, whoa, what's going on here? So, watering the garden and wait. Yeah, you're going to see it with the phrase I use after that. It's going to go into another word phrase. Watering the garden and wait, another. I use the word another on the end because that'll fit with the next phrase. So see if you can just do it. Watering the garden and wait, another. 2, 3, again. Watering the garden and wait, another. 2, 3, 4. Watering the garden and wait, another. 1, 2, one more time. Watering the garden and wait, another. So you do a very similar thing on the second part of this. So even if you don't totally have that first part down, check out this next part because it'll maybe make more of it make sense. You do kind of another up, down, and then you use the thumb, just kind of pluck that last note, it lands there a little bit. Up, down, land. Again, up, down, land. Up, down, land. One more time. Up, down, land. And to finish the bar, you kind of pluck the D and the G strings just with the pointer finger kind of off the beat. And you do a kind of funny, almost like a Travis thing where it goes thumb, pointer, thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb. So the last part is pluck, pluck, thumb, pointer, thumb. 3, 4. Pluck, pluck, thumb, pointer, thumb. 1, 2. Pluck. 1, 2. One more time. One last time. So the phrase I came up with is another brother's coming home. Can you bring a pie? Because why wouldn't you want to bring a pie if somebody's coming home? So you go, brother's coming home. Can you bring a pie? 3, again. 3, 4. Brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? I'll play that a few times in rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? 1, 2, 3, again. Brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? Again. 2, 3. Brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? So now if I play the whole thing together with my whole little word phrase to guide my rhythm, goes 2, 3, 4. Watering the garden and wait, another brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? Watering the garden and wait, another brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? Watering the garden and wait, another brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? Watering the garden and wait, another brother's coming home, can you bring a pie? So, if you get that down, I'll be very impressed. In the next lesson, and I really hope there will be one, we will go into all kinds of more detail on how he really kind of, makes this groove breathe. But yeah, with that, you should be able to play this song. So good luck, have fun with it.